I've got a lot of revenge on my mind for a few people. It's like, I ain't losing to these. Come on! Yeah! Hold on to your seatbelt because it's about to get bumpy.
And girls, so the European transfer window is shut, and although we have got rid of pretty much all of the deadwood within our squad, there's still one player remaining who has hung on and is still an Arsenal player, and that's Shkodran Mustafi. Now, it's pretty evident that Unai Emery does not want him at Arsenal anymore. He's publicly came out and said that it's in Mustafi's best interest to leave the club for his own benefit, for his own future, for his own career. But Mustafi has not been sold. We could not even loan him out. Now, there was rumours yesterday on the final day of that transfer window that he could possibly go to Juventus because they're looking for a bit of a stopgap for the season due to injuries and whatnot. But that did not materialise. And like I said, Mustafi is still an Arsenal player. Now, he's not featured in any way, shape or form during the first 4 Premier League games. He was, you know, being used and available during the pre-season. And I feel that may have been Emery trying to say to him, let's get some minutes under your belt and then we'll move you on. And who knows, you could play yourself into a bit of form and you could actually show everyone that maybe there is a future for you at the club. But his performances in pre-season were absolutely diabolical. He was all over the place and it was just the same old Mustafi that we had seen throughout the course of last season. Mistake after mistake after mistake. And I've said it in various videos before. I feel that the best thing for Arsenal Football Club and Mustafi himself is to just part ways. I don't think that the damage or, you know, everything that's gone on is ever going to be repaired. I don't feel the fans will ever have any form of confidence in this man whatsoever. And when I look at him in games, his confidence looks shot to pieces. I don't know whether that's more to do with the fact that he's playing so poorly or also to do with the fact that he knows the fans are on his back. I've heard stories that fans have abused him outside the Emirates when they drive their cars. I don't agree with that. But it's very evident that something's not right. Now, look back on his time at Arsenal. Let's be honest about this. When we signed Mustafi, we were all over the moon. Everybody was buzzing about it. It was a deadline day deal. It was a deal that looked like it may not have gone through at one point. We were signing a World Cup winner. And when you look at it in the cold light of day and you review everything from back then, you're looking and you're saying, you know what, we're getting a centre-back that could be our mainstay for the next 7-8 years or so. Easily. And like I said, a World Cup winner. And you just look at it and you think, what's gone wrong? Where has it gone wrong? Do you remember how he started to life at Arsenal? I think he went about the first 20-odd games, something like that, where we never lost a game when he featured. And at that time, we were all sitting there going, wow, we've got this guy for around about £35 million. What a bargain. A bonus. It's just like something we've needed for so long. We finally got a centre-back that actually knows how to defend. And then I remember he got injured. And I remember the reaction in the stadium at the time when he got injured. And I remember the reaction on social media and everything else. People were devastated. Oh no, how are we going to handle life in the Premier League now? Mustafi is injured. How are we going to be able to cope without our main centre-back? And then he come back from that injury. And from that moment on is when I think everything kind of just went pear-shaped. Everything just went all over the place. I don't know whether he recovered from the injury. I don't know whether strikers sussed him out. But it just did not work. And then he started making mistakes. He started making errors. And then they were high-profile ones as well. Not just the odd little one. We understand that during the course of a game, defenders can make mistakes. You know, players in general make mistakes. Goalkeepers, defenders, midfielders, strikers. You know, we all make mistakes. The difference is that when, you know, for example, a striker misses a chance on goal, they'll get another chance to, you know, atone for that error that they've made, their miss. And they can still win you the game. A defender, they can make a mistake and it could be so costly it will lose you the game. It will cost you 3 points. It will ultimately contribute to you losing out on Champions League football. Let's think about that as well. You think of the high-profile mistake that he made against Crystal Palace last season at the Emirates, where anybody who's played the game, watched the game, or with half a brain can see that when that ball is going over the top, you clear your lines. You've got Wilfried Zaha behind you. You know about his pace, his trickery, everything else. You just clear your lines. But he's trying to shield Zaha off and tell Leno to come out and gather it when it's miles away from Leno. Zaha inadvertently gets in, puts it under Leno, and we lose the game. And the best part about that as well, which made me laugh when I look at it back now, is that when that all unfolded and Zaha put it in the net, Mustafi started moaning at Leno as though it was his fault. And I just sat there and I thought, really? Are you that brain dead that you are blaming someone else for your error? Unbelievable. But listen, he is an Arsenal player. And I suppose my question to all of you out there is, what are we going to do with him now? What do we do with Shkodran Mustafi? He's on around about 100 grand a week in wages. So do we now sit there and say, right, he's an Arsenal player till January at the minimum. We can't get rid of him until January. Do we play him? Not talking about playing him, you know, in the Premier League or anything like that. But do we look at it and say, right, you know what, let's integrate him back into the squad and let's use him in the Carabao Cup. Let's use him in the Europa League. It gives an opportunity to, you know, play him in other areas. It gives an opportunity to give some of the first choice centre-backs and whatnot some rest. With Hector Bellerin coming back from his injury, do you turn around and say, you know what, let's rest Maitland-Niles. Let's play him at right back, for example. Let's try and keep him out of the central area where he just makes so many errors. Let's play him at right back. Remember, he was playing as a right back for Germany when they won the World Cup. So it's a position that he's familiar with. So, you know, does he try and cover that spot? We're playing Nottingham Forest in the Carabao Cup at the Emirates. I know we did actually lose to Nottingham Forest in the FA Cup a few years ago. So let's not take that one lightly. But is that the kind of game where you could go, you know what, bring Mustafi in? If he's here and he's collecting a wage, let him earn that wage. You know, we're not in the privileged position of the likes of Manchester City, for example, where we can literally let players rot in the reserves. Do we just bite the bullet and say, you know what, let's just put him in there? It's only until January. Let's see if we can regain a bit of fitness, a bit of form, a bit of confidence. And who knows, he might actually become a little bit beneficial to us. He might be useful. You never know. What have we got to lose, apart from the game? But yeah, what would you do? Would you bring him back within the squad for those games? You think of the Europa League. We've got tough tests as well, especially when we go out to Germany. And that'll be a tough game. So I'm not sure about him playing in that one. But maybe the home fixtures in the Europa League. maybe the other 2 away games. You got the likes of Standard Liège. So yeah, let me know what you think. Do we utilise him and do we just use him? I think that we're going to have to. The fact that he's getting paid about 100 grand a week says to me that we're going to have to bring him back within the fold. And we're going to have to start using him. So there we go. Shkodran Mustafi, he is still an Arsenal player. And like I said, let me know in the comment section what you would do right now. Would you use him still? I'm not talking about the Premier League or anything like that. I'm talking about the Carabao Cup, Europa League. Would you bring him back into those and then just go through with emotions until January and then get rid of him then? If we can get rid of him, that is. So yeah, as usual, if you're new around here, hit the subscribe button. Make sure you smash a like on this video and let me know in the comment section. So until the next video, I'll see you lot soon. I'm out of here.